Yaknastiiifishing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Woo! Yaknastiiifishing. Johnny. There you go. All right, all right, all right. Hey, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing today?
Oh, living dreams, you know. We
I can dig
get
it.
to
I can
talk
dig it.
about fishing. Hey, another
Love
episode.
that. Love that.
So, man, how's everything been going since the last time we talked?
Pretty good, man. We had that tournament. I got back to working real good.
Yeah.
Besides that, just trying to find some time and stuff and chill. Trying to get up my boy, Small.
Yeah. We always try to find something, some kind of reason to talk about some kind of fishing, y'all. That's for sure. Yeah, man. So, yeah, first tournament of the season for us River Runners Kayak Bass Club guys. And I don't know, man. What you think? What you think of that first one so far? What you think?
Well, man, at first I was a little thrown off because when I had got to the spot, I was like, man, I like this spot. This is a good spot. I did good last year on it. I'm gonna try it out again this year, even though I fished somewhere else. I'm gonna try this out, see what this is like. I got there, went through the whole pond because I fished pretty quick. Went through the whole pond real quick. I was like, man, I need to get that. Not struck, not nothing. And I roll up on John, and he got it. I'm looking, I'm like, is that something yellow on his lap? He got his catch board out. Oh, man, he got something already. So I roll up, he's like, yeah, man, got one. I'm like, oh. And I talked to Becky Robinson, and she said that she wasn't doing too good, or she said she didn't get anything right yet because we was only there for like an hour. So I was only there for like an hour before I left. And Ronnie Robinson was over there just smacking everything. He did pickerel bass. I think he caught some other species of fish over there. I don't even know what he was doing.
Yo, he was catching, guys. He was catching.
He was catching good. So I seen Miles Scoochie over there, and he was doing his thing. So I said, you know what? I think I need to go. Went over to you. I said, John, you know what? I want to go over to Parker Pond, man. I'm just going to go over there and just go fishing, man, because this is not doing it for me. He was like, all right, man, until I come back and get you when the tournament done.
Yeah.
2 hours back.
Yeah. When you was like, yeah, man, I'm up out of here. I was like, I'll be right here. You know what I mean? Because I had put the one on in that first hour. So I was like,
yeah, I was like, okay, John.
Okay. And well, that was my first time on that pond. And then yeah, bro, it was all fun after that, man. I can't wait. The video being worked on, y'all. So y'all gonna see the on the water in-game result, what I got of that tournament, and you know, the breakdown as usual. And yo, man, I had a ball. And I mean, I'm telling y'all, it was I think y'all gonna like the end result of tournament number 1 for the season. So we coming in hot, okay? Because don't let Leon fool you, man. He was in the hunt. He was in the hunt, bro. He was in the hunt too. You know, he was trying to come for some necks when he went where he went. Yeah.
I seen something. I said, oh yeah, I gotta hit this up real good. I gotta hit it hard. I got me a bag and I tried to upgrade with some bigger fish. I lost a few fish that put me out of a spot. And I was like, man. But I did pretty good. I finished 7th out of 24. I can't complain with that. I like a top 10 finish. For me, it's fine. I'm cool with that.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, the goal is, you know, do the best we can do. Leave it out there on the water, but you know, the closer we can get to number 1, that's what we want. But you know, that top 10 finish, I really hang a hat on the top 10 finish. I'm like, man, I want to be in the top 10 or the top 5. You know, I just want to be in there. But in the top 10, I feel like I'm putting in some work at least, you know. And yeah, bro, you wasn't too far behind. You was on the way. Yeah.
The funny thing was, you know how we be talking of like, John, just relax, just go fishing, don't look at the board. Don't do nothing. So usually what I do is I fish, do my thing, I get a full bag, and then I want to look at the board and see exactly where I'm at to see what type of quality fish I need to be looking for and where I need to be looking at to look for this fish.
Yeah.
So I'm scrolling down, scrolling. I'm like, where is John? I know he's not in last place. So I hit it real hard to go back up to the top, first place. I said, you dog. He over there dogging him. I was like, man. He over
Hey
there
man, I
dogging
was
him.
just I was trying to keep my head down and I didn't want nobody to notice, man. But yeah. Yeah, I remember you called me. You was like, yo, look at the board. I was like, nah, I'm not looking at the board, bro. I'm just fishing. Like, and yeah, it was yeah, hopefully we can repeat something. And probably hopefully wishing to do better next week. And this matter of fact, no, it's not next week. It's in a few days.
Weekend.
It's like
This
4 days.
weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 4 days away. Like, yeah. It's only a couple days. So yeah, y'all. Yeah, tournament number 2 in a couple days. River Runners Kayak Bass Club, y'all. So yeah, check them out on Facebook, River Runners Kayak Bass Club, and you can keep up with what's going on in the tournaments through the posts on the members page. You know what I mean? And if you're on the East Coast here in Delaware, Maryland, and you want to join, you know, you can check them out now. River Runners Kayak Bass Fishing Club, right there on Facebook, and you can message the director and get all the info you need. And hey, come on in. We love it.
It would be nice to fish with some other hammers or people that wanna do some damage or that want to improve themselves or see where they fit in the club or see what they test their metal, test the tinsel, see what you can really do out there with them. Because when I go out there, I don't let the tournament scene bother me. I just go fishing. So if you go in there and you like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, I'm just going to look over there at you like,
Yep.
Just
Come
going to take
on
my
down.
time.
Hey,
You might see me doing some dances over there.
Yeah,
man, what are you doing?
Look, you're already shocking them with some of the stuff you got going on already. They just like what kind of retrieve is that? That's crazy. And then they see you snatch one up, and then the next thing you know, you see somebody doing some crazy stuff. When they think you ain't looking, they be over there doing all yeah.
It was funny because I had a friend of ours across from us, across the patch I was fishing at, and the first time I was fishing, he was just dying laughing. I said, what's up? He said, man, you look like you fighting the fish over there. So I started laughing. I said, nah, man, this is the retrieve that I do because I fish real aggressive. My style is unorthodox. I look for reaction strikes, and usually reaction strikes are good. They're good. They're really going to be good.
Bites,
yeah, they're going to be good. So I was fishing all crazy. He laughed at the first. I put first one on the board. He laughed. Second on the board. Third one on the board. No more laughing. Fourth one on the board. Fifth one on the board. Like, man, what are you doing over there? What are you doing?
Yeah, you banging on them, but what is you doing right now?
Dancing.
Man. Oh man, bro.
Dancing, just moving all around. Got the rod this way, rod that way, rod this way, just doing my thing.
Man, look, when he told me what he was gonna do before the tournament, he told me what he was gonna do. He went out there and started doing it. Hey man, he caught some fish. We're gonna have to have him describe that one day for you. Right now, I don't think he won't give it away because it's working. We got tournaments coming up. I don't think you want to give away all that, but yeah, work that bait crazy, erratic, and you'd be surprised the kind of result you could get. I mean,
I really don't think you got a snag.
It's gonna blow your mind, man. It'll blow your mind. You know, I don't know, bro. It's kind of like, you know, I don't know, the similar concept of theory with burning the crankbait. You know, for me is I'm dragging it like I'm setting a hook, but then I just stop and reel in the slack and drag it real hard. You know what I mean? So it's very similar concept with that reaction bite, dude. It's like, I don't know, man. And when they hit hard. So Yeah.
I think a
Okay.
little bit later, I might capitalize on what you just said a little bit later. I think I'm going to do that. Capitalize on what you just said about that
Ooh.
crankbait later.
Oh, man. See? Look at that. Look at that right there, y'all.
I got to
Man.
keep it
All
on
right.
mind.
So, I don't know. I think that's about it on current events, right? We had tournaments coming up. Tournament we just did. I don't know.
Work life. I'm just working in between.
Yeah. Who won that? Brian Lucas won that, right? So,
Yeah, he came
congrats.
off. Brian
Congrats.
Lucas
Shout out.
came
Yeah.
off first. Then what was it? Ronnie Robinson.
Well, hold on. We can't say too much. We can't say too much. We ain't gonna tell them everything because they gonna watch that. They gonna watch that whole breakdown on that video and watch how that thing went down like crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, it was crazy. But congrats to the homie Brian Lucas, man.
Yeah.
And, we'll get into all that in the full, epic video with that thing.
Yeah, he's a hammer too, man.
Yeah, we got some hammers, man. We got some guys, man, that can fish, and we had a good turnout, and everybody showed out. I'm trying to tell you, everybody showed out. So
there's a lot of heads out there.
I can't wait to see how many people register for this one. I
think it's going to be a lot because you got a big field out there. I mean, you got, what is it, 13 or 14, maybe more?
Yeah, it's a lot of bodies of water. Yeah, it's a lot of bodies. So, hey man, I'm down for it. It's gonna be interesting.
I believe so.
Some of these ponds, man, got some big bass in them, and they're just waiting to get caught. You know what I mean? And now, right? Because right now we just shooting the shoot. You know what I'm talking about, y'all? But let's get into that topic of discussion in which we came to talk about this episode, y'all. And it kind of ties into what we were already talking about, kind of ties into what we were talking about as far as, some of these ponds having big fish and what was going on last tournament. But we're going to break it all the way down. Okay.
Yeah.
Because right now we got the 4-time Pickerel Open champion right here, right? He's also on a Snakehead Pro Staff team, okay? Come on, man. And he's fishing River Runners Kayak Bass Fishing Club tournaments as a dedicated River Runner member. So think about that, y'all. That is 3 different species that we're talking about targeting, okay? So let's get more specific. We're going to talk about targeting species specifically. Okay. See, a lot of guys, a lot of guys, they'll go out and they have let's say the purpose to catch bass, but the bycatch ends up being a pickerel or a perch or a crappie, right? No, we're talking about going out, targeting specific species and catching only that specific species that we're aiming for. See, that's the part right there. So that's the topic of discussion tonight, guys. How to target and what to do to target specific species when you want to target them. And with that being said, we are talking to the 4-time Pickerel Open champ. So we're going to start with Pickerel, okay? Because he has obviously mastered the game on big pickerel, y'all.
I can and will say that I have mastered that. I will say everything changes every year. And the one thing I do like about fishing pickerel is that if you're using some type of live scope or something, or some type of thing where you can where you usually use for bass that are on like a drop off or near a structure and everything, you're not going to find the pickerel unless they're probably out chasing or they're just stagnant for that second, getting a rest, following something. That's the only time you're going to catch them out in the open. Besides that, they're going to be buried in that grass. And you go ahead and you try to shoot your live scope in there, and you're just going to get grass because they don't They don't wobble around. They just sit right in that grass like this or like
Yeah.
this, depending on if it's a drop off or not. And they wait for something to come by.
Yeah. Yeah. So I notice when I'm targeting pickerel, especially around, standing timber, them lay downs, that big old log sitting out there, like we experienced out McCully's off that point, that just big old lay down, just sitting right there. I notice, man, I can't see them. I mean, these fish are so camouflaged. I'm telling you, they camouflage, y'all. They will be 2 foot under the surface in clear water, sitting right next to the log, man. And you won't see them. You won't see them. I've spooked a lot of big pickerel just doing that, just trying to sight fish on them, and I miss them.
What the? Yeah. What the? What the?
Giant dog, it just get the screw. You like, come on, man. Yeah,
just do that,
man. But now, what's the sauce? Because I know there's more to it than just just what you just said about them being in the grass or off that, the little drop off and stuff like that. There's something specific you're doing to catch the larger pickerel and weeding out the smaller ones. Yeah.
Yeah. There is a way. So the smaller pickerel are like little pit bulls. They're going to be all over everything moving anyway, period. They're going to be on it. If it's moving, they like it, they're going to be on it. If they don't like it, they're going to be on it. If it's shiny, they're going to be on it. If it looks good, they're going to be on it. They're very aggressive, and they just want to come, and they usually come with their mouth open and just cut things in half or just pierce stuff, kill things, and they come back, eat it. Or they'll, if it's small enough, they just one swat, boom, right down to the belly. But targeting is a little intricate because you're looking for a specific fish. You gotta find mannerisms in an animal that you can rinse and repeat on and make them a creature of habit. So what they like to do is they like camouflage. They like to be hidden. They don't like to be like exposed. They hate to be exposed. They love to be hidden. But the only time they're going to be exposed is when they're attacking something, or they're going to come out, they're going to follow something, they're going to commit on something. Maybe they're thinking about doing something, they're going to be following. That's the only time you'll really catch them out in the open. But most of the drop-offs that they're on, they stay in the vegetative area to drop off. So when it's cold, the vegetation is usually going to be in the deeper water. You can get areas that the vegetation will be in shallower waters, but it's going to be in pockets and holes or beds of fish beds and stuff. And that's how they usually they'll set up like that in shallow water. They'll set right up in a bluegill bed that has a little bit of grass at the bottom. They just put their belly right on it and just wait for something to come by, and they just come out so fast. And I will say this. Me and my brother-in-law, Travis Calloway, went fishing one day to a pond, and I was trying something out. I always get when I get a real good one, it follows me back to the kayak, doesn't bite, doesn't commit, just follows me back. I watch him like, man. You know what I mean? You're like, man, you kind of want to throw your eyes in the water, turn around and leave, because you know it ain't nothing bigger than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I sat one day and I was like, you know what? I'm going to rinse and repeat what I just did. Cast in the same area, followed it again. Got it to the kayak, let it sit there, paused it a long time. Well, he watched it. I could have opened up a pack of crackers, ate 2 of them. He just sat there and watched it. It was about 30 seconds. He just sat there, watched it. He was waiting for it to do something. I twitched it. He moved. I was like, oh. I twitched it again. He moved, and it was the jerk bait I was using was 2 inches away from a kayak. I was like, well, now or never. I moved it, tapped the kayak. The pickerel came out of the water with the bait into my lap. and the treble hooks was hooked to my leg. I was hollering. My brother-in-law was laughing. He just trying to laugh. Just a 25
Yeah,
inch pickerel hooked to your leg, just and I
yeah.
can't smack it or the teeth. You never know where the teeth at
What
when
you
you go
gonna
for
do
a
with
smack.
him?
It's
Yeah.
violent. Snapped my line, went back in the water with my jerk bait
Oh man.
in the
Stop
tournament.
in the tournament.
In the tournament.
In the tournament, y'all. Oh my God, dude. So you ain't had to get no stitches or nothing, did you?
Now it took me about two good times. It that little bit of little drops coming out of my leg. I had to reel my pant leg. It was cold. It kind of helped out. I reel my pant leg up a little bit. It wasn't too
Oh
much
man.
blood, little specklets. I was like, ooh, he got me. Poked me good with that dirt bit a couple times.
So that's when you so that's when you discover what really triggers the larger pickerel.
It's the pause.
Uh, huh.
It's the pause.
Well, you heard it, y'all, from the champ. From the champ. He been 4 years back to back champ. You heard it here first.
It's the pause.
Yeah. Huh. And so, all right, because I don't want to give out your championship winning sauce because you got to defend your championship. And
It's all good. I mean, I'm not worried
I
about
know
it.
I know guys say what guys say you can't catch somebody else fish, but you know, I think you got a couple guys that's gonna listen and hang on every word that you say when it comes to catching those big pickerel, bro. So
Some
you
of them
know,
it's going to be a little bit hard for them because they use live scope. So you're going to have to put that $3,000 unit at home and knowledge and lay it to land it. I mean, I don't know what to tell you because you ain't
he's
going to
saying,
find them on
man,
that live scope.
live scope ain't gonna help him.
Well, sometimes it will. Let's say you get into the boat ramp. You got a nice dock there. You know it's bait fish near the dock. Come out of the boat ramp, shoot your live scope out, see something sitting right there waiting for something to come out or die. You know what I mean? You're going to see something big just sitting there waiting for something to come out and die.
Yeah, he's just
Probably get
waiting for something
lucky.
coming out.
All you got to do is really, I'll be saying, my wife used to say, I took her fishing with me once or twice and she seen how I catch fish and she said that I was a little bit weird. She was like, what are you doing? I said, I'm trying to see what type of bait they got here, you know what I mean? So I can mimic the pattern. You know what I mean? I see what they do. I see a bait
Yeah.
fish, I throw a rock in the water and see what they do when I throw a rock in the water. And they go leave, come right back. I'm like, all right, so that means I can catch the same spot twice. Little small things, small things. It's a small thing.
Ah. Boy, that's a lot of
Leave,
juice
come
right
back. Oh, I can catch the same spot twice.
there. Yeah. That's a lot of good juice. I'm over here absorbing it, bro. I'm like, all right, I see what's happening. You know, the
Yeah.
thing is, right, and he already knows, he could probably tell me exactly what he's doing to catch giant pickerel. But if the temperature ain't just right for me, I'm not going. You know what I'm saying? So it's got to be a pretty mild winter for me to try to keep up with him. There's got to be all mean the whole winter though, not no ice, no freezing over.
I'm going in the ice.
Huh? When it froze over, he's like, "Come on, man." Man, I think I did. I tried it that one day. I did that one day though. But yeah, the pickerel tournament, for some of you guys that don't know, we hold it in the wintertime. It's all winter long. And it's a 3-month long tournament. And this guy smashes every time. But yeah, that is some yeah, bro.
Well, if you
After
want to
this,
talk
we
to
might end up
somebody,
talking.
Bart Shortall is a good person to talk to because after I talked to him, I won 4 championships back to back. Right after I talked to him, I said, man, he still don't remember what he told me. Still don't remember what he
Bart.
told me. I'm like, man, Bart, you don't remember what you told me? He said, man. He said, man, I really don't recall that day. And I was like, good. You can't tell nobody else.
You can't tell nobody else. That's crazy. Now, all right. Now with that being said, because we say we're catching them on some cover in the grass. You know what I mean? I find them on the wood, and then sometimes I find them along a little drop off. at a dang near consistent distance from the bank. Is normally how I catch them, but I'm always swimming something to catch the pickerel. Now, at the end of the pickerel season,
Mhm.
when it's found out that you won, right? You the champ again, and you got to switch gears to get to catching some bass because now we got bass tournaments coming up, bro. Right?
Mhm.
Because we could talk about the pickerel stuff, but we're not gonna go too deep in the championship juice. Trust me, y'all. If
That's
you try
cool.
exactly, if you try exactly what this man just said, and
You're
just
gonna
listen
catch.
to everything he said about it, you get on him. You'll get on him. So just pay attention, listen. It's them small little details, man, that get you on some big fish, man. So now switching seasons, right? I don't I don't know. I almost feel like I fish similar when I'm coming from the pickerel to going to the bass.
Yeah.
Of course, there's some baits that just change up completely. But I feel like generally I'm almost fishing about, very close to the same outside of maybe the way I retrieve a different bait here and there. Now, what do you do to switch gears to just target bass only in pickerel infested waters? Because some of these waters are the same waters you're fishing
Same
in to catch
waters.
the pickerel. So now you're catching the pickerel. How do you switch the gear to go to the bass?
Uh, you gotta start learning the species itself on how they operate, and then you learn the areas they'll set up in. Right around the end of the pickerel tournament, spawning time.
Mm,
Shallow beds. Uh, they're gonna be doing a lot of staying around in certain areas. They're gonna be there. They probably gonna stay there unless because you get this area before the spawning with the big bass. And I've seen this with my own eyes. My brother is the only person that believes me because I showed it to him. Like I was like, look at that. Have you ever seen a bass swim around with a rock hanging on off the edge of its lip? Have you ever seen a bass just swim around with its mouth half open with
I've
a rock in it?
seen I've seen video of bass picking up rock, but I hadn't with my own eyes seen it. You know what I mean? But I did see a video or two about it, and I found it intriguing. It was like some documentaries on fish behavior, but
I
yeah.
dived down into it and I broke it all apart. So the bass are getting their beds ready and together. It's like a
Hmm.
bird's nest. Like a bird go to
Yeah.
this tree, go this area, get this, get that. Bass go around. If it's pond, river, whatever, they go around certain areas. They grab rocks, maybe sticks. At
Hmm.
points in time, they just grab certain things. I don't know why or for what, or I don't know why it changes from rocks to sticks to whatever they be using sometimes. Because I just walk by and I said walk by, I paddle by or motor by, and I do a lot of investigating in the water. And when you got that fish vision, if you know what I mean, you can see something a foot or two deep actually moving or doing something. And sometimes I watch bass make beds. I'll just sit right there and just watch them. I'll see the bass, big bass, 16, 17-inch bass, just from me guessing from my eyesight, just making a bed. I'll just sit there and watch them and see what they do. And then
Hmm.
I'll just drop a bait down there and see what happens. And most of the time they pick it up and move it. They won't be real aggressive, but certain baits you
Yeah.
put down there on that bed, they're
Yeah.
gonna look at it and it's gonna be dust everywhere, and all you're gonna see is a mouth going like this
Yep.
on that bed.
Yep.
I ain't gonna say what, but you're gonna
Yep.
go, oh man, and it's gonna really increase your game.
Yeah.
Like to get back on track, the switching gears is pickerel, I use a pause. Now, bass, I also use a pause, but it's a shorter pause, a lot shorter. Um, and all depending on what type of reaction I get out of them, I'll change retrieves. And changing retrieves is a big difference too. And most of the time,
Hmm.
if I'm I'm not even gonna hold it back. Last year, Flying V for the win last year. Stormborn Bates Flying V for the win last year. I ran this pickerel tournament 3 months straight, won. Ran it next couple tournaments, placed top 10. Ran it in the classic tournament, placed third. You know what I mean? Then the year before last, we had a scorpion spinner, an inline spinner. I had this thing just going nuts and ham all over the place. It's got a full body profile with like a 1/4 ounce weight and a little bit added at the
that's the Zoom Toad on that, right?
Oh yeah.
Got the Toad on there, cuz.
Yeah. All that flash and that kick, that make them say, huh?
Now when switching over, right, to catching the bigger bass, you know, like this one here. Let's see, I got a picture of a nice one. And I think this one, I think you was with me right here. Yeah, you was with me on this one here. Yeah. Now when switching over, it's early spring, like right now, you know, we just started the first tournament bass fishing. Are you looking for different cover?
Yes.
When it comes to searching for the bass, are you realizing like, okay, well, the pickerel, they were in the grass, they're on a drop off, so kind of in that little bit deeper water. You know, what are you looking for when you switch, you know, to the bass? What cover do you tend to start searching for bass specifically?
John, it's so deep, man. It's levels to it. It's like a hotel. It's like a hotel when you go out there. It's like a hotel. The big pickerel will be right there, and they'll just move out back and just move in. It's like it'll be like that, and then the bass will be on structure. It's still big pickerel around, but they're in just different areas. The feeding changes. It's a lot more bait fish plentiful, so they can just cruise around with their mouth open. So they're just not in the places where you think they would be at. I mean, pickerel are very smart. So when you switch around over to the bass, it's like bass are also smart. And then you got to use color contrast, the advantage. And then you got to, I mean, it's still the same for pickerel as well, but the bass are more of an investigative like species of fish. They want to come up, see something, then they'll commit. They'll commit. But sometimes they're aggressive. They're aggressive, very aggressive. They come up, they see it more than likely. It's like 8 times out of 10, if they come up and stop and you do the right thing, they're going to hit it. But if the girl can come up and not do anything and follow you all the way back to the kayak and just not see you all that. You know what I mean? That's the usual way they do. Come up to the kayak and like, man, that look good. See you and pew!
Keep it moving. Yeah.
You know which way, but sometimes.
So, all right. Now, for larger bass, like, because you know now let's say we're dabbling into the tournament realm because that's what we've been talking about. When targeting the bigger bass, are you speeding up or slowing down versus the bigger pickerel? Is that, you know what I mean? So switching to the bass, are you just going a little bit faster than you would for the larger pickerel, or a little bit slower?
Well, I'm going a little faster for the larger bass. But the larger bass are also finicky too, because if they see something, they might not. You might turn them completely off for the rest of the day. They see something like, man, I don't even look real. I don't like that. They might not even mess with nothing else for the rest of the day. Or it's a possibility they see something you might not like, and then you throw a Senko in front of their face and they just swallow it and go the other way. You know, I mean, you can get a lot going on with a big bass, but they're not just gonna bite anything. You're gonna get them out of reaction, or you gotta have that slow moving bait that looks like it owns the place, and it's gonna trigger them, and they're gonna say, "Nah, this is my house," and then they're gonna destroy it. Usually, it's around like the glide bait. The jerk bait, the suspended jerk bait works too. A weightless frog or a weightless.
We know what he's saying. He talking about that lizard, y'all. He talking about that lizard. We know what he talking about, right? I was gonna be like, nah, he talking about that little 2-inch cod tap, but we know he talking about some kind of creature bait, lizard, crawl. You throw that thing down there, it'll do the same thing. Wacky rig, you know,
Throw a
get
little
whacked
something,
on that slow end.
throw a little something like that down there.
Oh yeah.
Let it fall, lay down there. Let her do her thing at the bottom. You can pause that. Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
I
But
like
I
swimming a little bit
also
though.
now see, I like when I switch up for the bass, right? You know, everybody knows. Yeah, everybody knows when it comes to my style of fishing, I do kind of be old school with it. You know, I throw my Texas rig, little creature baits out there and get to catching some fish. I love throwing my jigs and everything like that. That's things I got confidence in. But another bait that I got a lot of confidence in, when switching over to, let's say, catching bass from the pickerel season, is crankbait. 1.5, bro. Well, you know that I will take and just throw that until I start to find the bass. Because I knew the pickerel was here and I patterned the pickerel, so I start looking for the bass kind of in that first drop off, a little bit deeper water, because the water's still kind of cool, before that first tournament and season opener. And I tend to, I throw that crankbait, and I tend to catch a larger, a better quality. I can't say larger. I'm always just say a better quality bass, because it can be 17 inches, but she's thick, she's healthy. Like normally at the beginning, early on in the season, I'm talking February and March, that crankbait seems to do most of the heavy lifting for me. Let's see, what is this one? I think that's a crankbait fish. Yeah, that's a crankbaiter. And there's another crankbait fish right here. And yeah, you know where that's at. That's right there. At our spot right there. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you though, I love targeting. Now I'm gonna give a little bit of juice away, but that's what we're here to do, is teach people how to be better anglers out there on the water, on the bank. Either way, we can show you how to catch these fish. We want to catch them from the bank. You only fish from the bank, we got you. You know what I mean? Like that last picture I just showed you. Where was it? Right here. You can catch this fish right here at the bank. That anybody can catch that fish right there at the bank. But I like to target, areas like this. But then,
But what I think I know exactly where that's at.
and then kind of wait for that first little droop, and that first depression. That's normally where I fish. I fish kind of right that spot. Just come out a little bit, probably about 10 feet, and I'm normally targeting on that if I got like a nice 45-degree kind of slope to that bank. Those steeper drop offs, I kind of like to get a little closer, try to parallel that thing, and that's normally early in the season. Then of course, with that very same picture, bro, right here.
Good.
We know where I'm going to position that lizard. I'm positioning that lizard, you see, right between the stones, okay, to the right, and that tree to the left. You see where they're connecting, and you got that twig, and that twig coming up right there. That's where I'm throwing my soft plastic bait. That's where I'm throwing it. I'm throwing that creature bait. I'm throwing one of them little rage bugs down up in there. I'm throwing my lizard. I don't got none, but I'll throw that lizard down in there. You can even throw that wacky rig right up in front of that. And
That
man,
really get hurt down
he
there.
gets hammered. So yeah. So that transition, that's normally what I do, transition. And I'm looking for that kind of stuff and maybe some underwater type brush or some lumber that's kind of off and sunk down, sitting on bottom or something like that. But that's I don't know that to me, because when I'm switching, I get sometimes I get stuck in the mode. So if I was geared and
That can
focused to catch
happen.
pickerel, I'll be stuck in that mode of retrieve and that fishing style. So I like force myself to look at those type of targets like I just showed and slow down, rethink it, and grab slower baits. That's how I gotta force my switch, because once I get on the pattern of a big fish, no matter what species, I'm just gonna keep going out there and trying to catch that
Right.
bigger fish, you know what I mean, from that species. So I tend to make myself slow down and or grab that crankbait, because you just can't go wrong with that 1.5 KBD, man. You know.
That picture you showed me, I would take my flying V spinnerbait. I
Uh-huh.
take this spinnerbait right here.
Uh-huh.
I would hit that area about 20 times so fast and get hit. Oh man, I start at all the way on the left at the edge of that one the part of the log coming off of the tree all the way to the left. I,
Yeah.
I fan cast all the way to the rock. I'm gonna hit something out of there. Fan cast it, skip it, put it under there, drop it up in there, and just work it back.
You tapping that blade and that bait up against the
Oh,
cover,
I'm
right?
hitting wood, I'm hitting
'Cause,
rocks, I'm hitting
that
whatever down
flying
there.
V, guys, if you don't know, that flying V is a weedless setup.
So you can run it, you can hit a log, and whole body is slide over. You run it, you hit a lily pad stalk. Usually most spinner baits turn and catch the lily pad stalk. Hit the lily pad stalk, boom, glides right around it.
Mm.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Love that bait.
I got one of those myself.
Love that bait.
I think
Oh,
it's in my it's look, I got a whole box for the storm-born baits, and they're all set up, for when I'm going fishing in a couple of days. So I got most of my stuff put up. I pulled out a few things. Like my 1.5s, get them in a sexy shad pattern. So when I'm talking about a 1.5, most of the time I'm talking about a shad pattern, Tennessee
like that.
shad. Yeah, sexy shad. You know what I mean? Shad pattern, because they're trying to feed up. You got to think we're talking pre-spawn, you know what I mean? So these fish, as it's starting to warm up, these bass, they're trying to feed up, because now they know what the next step is. It's time to go make some babies, you know what I mean? So yeah, I love fishing that shad pattern, or my creature baits. You know what creature baits I'm throwing, but all of them. I got so many plastics. I throw them all. It's real. And now let me think, because I want to. When we talked about this, talked about that when it comes to these bass. All right, your flying V is one bait. Give me two. Give me two baits that you got complete confidence in when it comes to catching bass. That'll round that out to the three.
I gotta show them that. I
Right? You
gotta
don't got to.
show them. Oh, yeah.
You can talk about it. You don't got to show them. If it's top secret, I don't want you to put yourself out there now. You know what I mean?
Well, it kind of dives down into something that we talked about before that we kind of do.
Yeah.
Meddling around.
Okay.
We found, I'm pretty sure we found it. I know we found it. I know it.
Yeah.
The bite didn't increase, the catch didn't increase. We definitely found it.
Yeah.
Kind of don't even
Yeah.
want to talk to anybody about it. Kind of don't even want to talk to nobody about it. I told John, I was like, man, I don't even think I should say this to nobody. Oh,
Now look, what I will say, and now everybody's throwing it, everybody's talking about it. We're all talking about the bladed jigs, right? But the part he is trying not to talk about, we're not. We're gonna skip that for now. And when we come up with the the membership and course stuff like that. Then we'll probably put all that out there. But we're not gonna go too deep. We're still working that science out. So it's been working. It's been great. You know what I mean? That science has been
Oh
great.
my God. I'm trying to look for a chatterbait now. I can show.
Yeah.
Oh God, almost scared.
Chatterbait one, and another style technique. What technique? Give me another technique. Now we don't got to go into the science, just the techniques.
All right. Bass wise.
Yep. There's one more technique that you got confidence in this time of year, beginning of the season, switching over from the pickerel bite.
Jerk bait bite. I got a lot of confidence in that on the bass when they switching over, because you can get a suspended jerk bait and just let it sit in 5 foot of water and just wait to get smacked. I mean, you can go to a nice area where it's fish at. You ride around, you look, you're like, man, it's got to be a fish over there. It's got to be a fish over there. You just go to that area and work that jerk bait where it's gonna happen at. And I like this also. If you don't use live scope, because a lot of people that fish with live scope are always like this. So if you don't fish with live scope and you're actually looking at what you're fishing, like the structure, the cover, the wood, whatever it is, when you get near that cover, do something erratic. Just try to get away from it. Just do something erratic and then stop.
Do something erratic and stop.
Just stop. Like you're a fish, like it's something there, and then stop it and see what happens.
Man, listen, y'all paying attention to what he just said. Now you get around the cover, you do something a little erratic.
Get the cover, maybe you might bump it with your spinner bait. As soon as you bump it, just rip it. Burn it a little bit and let it fall. Let it fall. You might go to reel and think you're stuck on a log, and you ain't.
Listen, I'm about to play this clip. I just found the clip of you holding this nice bass right quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it for him, man. Y'all check out, because he's not just saying stuff to be saying stuff. He ain't talking to be talking, y'all. This man,
we're attempting to educate.
Running that flying V, Bobby. Get him. Get him, Bobby. Get him. Get him.
Hey, yo. So yeah, man, I was right there, man. It happened. It's real. So yeah, bro. Everything he's talking about, he catches them. So, a lot of guys,
you catch them too.
A lot of guys on YouTube, man. A lot of YouTubers that YouTube fishers, they don't do it though. They don't really. They just repeating and regurgitating what other people talk about. And I get it, because some of the stuff that we talk about is kind of repetitive from what someone said 20 years ago. But it still works, and if it still works, then you should keep on speaking on it. But a lot of these guys, they're just regurgitating stuff, and they don't really do this. You know what I mean? They're trying to get the views and the likes and all that good stuff. I want all that too, but that's not the only reason why I do it. We actually try to teach people how to fish here and improve ourselves as well as anglers. That's why we're always talking. We're always trying to improve, ourselves, along with others. You know what I mean? So that's the whole purpose of what we do this for, man. And it just feels good, man, when you got some evidence, because we always got video, right? When you got that evidence, you can just put it up there. Somebody says, "Oh, well, that's not what it is." We just hit play. We just hit play for you, and you can see that is exactly what we do. So yeah, man, Mr. Get 'em Bobby with that nice bass, man. That was a good one too. I think that one was over 5. That was like 5.5, or wasn't it that day? Yeah, it was a big one. It was a big one. I remember that one. And so now that we have talked about catching big bass, we're gonna wrap it up with one more species. Okay. And,
more
and I'm gonna wrap it
species.
up.
Ooh.
I'm gonna wrap it up with this species because one, this is another species that we both love to catch.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
And two, when we find out how to catch them big ones, I think we got a little science on that as well. I'm not gonna give all that science out because I plan on using that if I can get myself in some kind of snakehead tournament or two this year. So I ain't gonna put all that out, but it involves a frog, just a frog. That's all. That's all it is. Just frogging. So we are talking about the northern snakehead, y'all. Yeah, we're gonna go into transitioning, right? Because we transition from the pickerel, right, the winter, to now we're coming into spring. We're coming into the bass tournaments, and we're getting into the largemouth scene, and then we find out and bang on a pattern when it comes to the bass. But then, right, right when it's starting to get crazy weather, right? Just no, I gotta take that back because we've had snakehead bite here recently, and it was only like 70 degrees.
The weather's still been crazy. I don't even know what it want to do. I don't know if it want to
Yeah,
be happy or sad.
yeah. So what's crazy is you've been on a snakehead this year already, right?
Yeah.
Now, is this one of them? I got a clip. This might be one of them. Here, check this out. Let me plop it in here first because I don't even think I could put it in. So yeah. So I got a clip with you and a snakehead. I think it's from this year. It might be from last year. But guys have been catching snakeheads pretty early in the season this year. Normally, when I think about snakehead, bro, I'm thinking about, hot. They don't start biting until it gets, 75-degree water temperature, in my mind, you know what I mean? But guys were catching them early. So let me show this clip right here. And I think that's this year. Here we go.
Transition. Pickerel, the snakehead, the bass. Get him, Bobby. Multi-species on him. Get him with that ham bone, Bobby. When you mess around with that ham bone, they won't even leave it alone. Get him, Bobby.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, man, that ham bone, something else. I got multiple variations of the ham bone. Just color patterns. This is one that I just started getting into. That like that tequila sunrise type with the
Ooh, look at you.
tail. Like the blue is like
Mhm.
yeah.
That ham bone is it's awesome. It's awesome. It
Then
catches.
vice versa with the different tail.
Yeah. And very soft body on them, man. You see the hook placement on that thing. I'm pointing at the screen, but
Oh
you
yeah,
see the hook placement, how they're angled slightly. Man, I'm telling you,
and they're right up against that body too. They don't
you
get
don't.
hooked on much unless you get bit.
Yeah, and you don't even have to swing for the fences when setting that hook. I mean, that body is soft. You don't have to really strain and stress all your gear, even though sometimes it's fun too. You know what I mean? Let's just be real, bro. Sometimes it's just, you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
But you don't necessarily have to do it with the ham bone the way it's set up with that soft body and the angle
they,
of those
they
hooks.
usually get them all. They usually get it all the way back in their throat when they suck it down. But I like this, the field mouse.
Oh,
The field mouse,
that one look good right there, man. I might have to
nice and
go.
natural,
I might got to
nice
get
and
more.
natural.
That look good. That look good. Now, when switching over, all right, let's say you went bass fishing today, but now you want to go snakehead fishing tomorrow. What kind of cover are you looking for?
Um, with it being early in the season, being a little on the cooler side at the very beginning, I want to get back up in the trees. I want to be in the woods. I want to be in the back of the lily pad patches. I want to be up in them little guts in the woods because that's where they're going to hold. That's the big ones are going to hold up in deep, deep back in the woods. not right on the edge right there. Maybe sometimes right there on the edge of the woods. I mean, you got the little cut-ins. I mean, on like a river or something, you got little cut-ins. They'll sit in
Yeah.
there. But if you got a little gully or a cut, like a little offshoot from like a stream or a river, they gonna be back up in there in the wood type area. You want to cast back up in the woods. If you can get it back up in there without losing your lure, get her back up in there and then work her real slow. You don't want to go fast early in the season because you're gonna miss out on some good fish going fast. Good snake head. You may even get a blow up. Just miss it. And those big ones, they usually don't come back like that unless they like it. If they like it, they come back. If it's just they was trying, you're gonna be there for hours. You might as well move to another spot.
Yeah. See, I always wait till it gets, the pads are up, you know what I mean, or at least coming out the water just a little something. That's, normally I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go snakehead fishing. That's normally about May for me. So yeah, this year I feel like they're catching them earlier than previous years, though. Is that, you seeing that the case, or is that this is normal and I just wasn't paying attention?
It's pretty normal. It's a little. It's
It's
we
you can
had
say it,
these
I wasn't
crazy
paying attention.
days. We had just these crazy days like 70, then 40, then 80, then
Yeah.
45. And I'm like, wow, man, you get a good weekend. And then Monday it's 34 degrees. I'm like, man.
Yeah,
So we
literally.
had a couple of them days early in the year.
Huh. Huh. So back in the trees, back in the jump, in the woods, as far as back and shallow as possible into the stuff.
Yeah, or
Okay.
like you get a
Huh.
thick lily pad patch.
Yeah.
Fish. You probably might want to fish it with the frogger, but yeah, I mean, but yeah, I say fish it something with nice and weedless.
Hmm. Something
I
weedless.
got me
Well,
one. I
better be
got me
weedless.
one too.
You better not throw no chatterbait back in the woods. I know that.
Oh no, you're gonna lose that. You may not get that back.
Huh.
Man, I cannot find my frogger.
Let
You
me
back
try.
up in there. You want to throw something back up in them woods that you know you're gonna get back. You want to throw something like the frog.
Ooh.
She got a nice. I mean, she got a beautiful hook. Yeah, for that frogger. She's not on the small side. She got a nice wide body to her, but she a little. I wouldn't say compact, but she's not per se small. She got some meat to her because
It's
she
a little
can't.
short, thick thing, huh?
My buddy, my pro staff buddy Dave says, which is true. Dave Wilson says the frogger usually don't make it back across the pond. He'll tell you, frogger usually don't make it back across the pond.
Yeah. I got one of them, man, and I like the one I got. I got the black one.
Mm.
Yeah.
You got the nastiness one.
Yeah, I like that black, man. Something about that black, man.
I think you got a black one with a red eye and a black one with a white eye and a black one with a yellow eye.
Which one I got? Is it yellow or gold eye? Yellow?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. But that thing, hey man, it works for sure. Yeah. And that color black, since I done let the cat out of the bag, throw that color black on that top water, y'all. You will be surprised the results you get. Yeah. And I'm not gonna say any more about that. You're gonna catch some nice ones on that color right there, or lack of color, however you want to look at it. But now we're gonna wrap this up because we're coming up on an hour. We're at like 59 and some change, right? 59 minutes some change, and we're gonna keep on talking all night about targeting these fish. But now, what's the biggest thing you would because we know the baits wise, we're talking about top waters and subsurfaces when it comes to snakehead fishing. But what's the biggest thing you want, let's say, the viewers to take away from the discussion of, transitioning from one species to another species, then to another species? What's the biggest thing you want them to take away from it, or biggest thing you want them to learn?
Well, it's not every day that you can just go out and switch gears, like say, oh, I'm going to catch pickerel this day and bass this day.
Mm-hmm.
For one, you gotta have the right tools, which is the right bait. For two, you gotta be in the right prominent areas where knowledge and lay of the land is what I use. You should know this. If you fish and you're not even an avid, just a weekend fisher, you maybe a land fisher. You go to certain areas, you know what to catch that. Sometimes you throw a jig out there and drag it. Like you just know you know what areas to look for and what to do with certain baits. So if you use that and utilize the baits with the certain areas, you're gonna change the species of fish. Not all the time, but you will have a greater chance of catching just that specific species by changing up your tools and going to different areas or just looking for different structure and vegetation.
Well, I gotta say, man, that's some knowledge right there, man. Yeah.
Hey, I got 2D down imaging, man.
And he crushes them. All he got is a 2D. Well, y'all know I just got the side scan, so 2D. You don't need it. It just comes in handy for your depth and for your water temperature, and your bottom composition. All right, so it lets you know if it's soft, if it's hard, if there's some grass down there. That's really the key parts of knowledge that you're gonna need. If you got, go out there, right? You got a nice little pond or a lake near you. You don't have all that fancy, crazy stuff. You don't need it, y'all. You just don't need it. Knowledge, law, lay of the land, what he just told you, right? Along with, let's say you got a little 2D sonar.
Yeah.
You know the water temperature, right? You got your depth, and you got the composition. Okay.
Got your colors on there. Hey, my background be blue. I see a lot of yellow and red. I know exactly what they mean. So I just go ahead and work it.
Yeah. So guys, that you don't need all the extra stuff, man, to catch giant fish. We are out there all the time. We catch these citation fish often. Trust me, there's a little something to it, guys. So don't get discouraged. I know a lot of stuff's going on in the fishing world, and they're coming out with this and they're coming out with that, and then this bait and this bait. You don't have to buy everything. All right. You can keep it real simple and really catch bigger fish than the guy who spent all his money and plus somebody else's. I mean, so yeah. I hope you guys learned something. Hit that like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below. If you multi-species fish, what species are you fishing for? Let us know down below. And, any questions, we are going to answer, y'all. That's for sure.
Gotcha.
And any shout outs? Any shout outs?
Always Stormborn Baits, RRC, River Runners, my River Runners fan. You know what I mean? Got my boy Yaknastiiifishing in the building.
Hey,
oh man.
What's going on?
Oh gosh. Big shout out to Bill Dance. You know what I mean? Big shout out to KVB. You know what I mean? I grew up early in the morning watching Scorchy Calls. Big shout out to Scorchy. You know what I mean? Let's go. We owe some.
We got to pay homage to all the OGs that got us here, man. Because all they knowledge got us here. Yep. And we just, expanding on it and trying to put it back out there to the world. And hopefully there's a youngin' watching this and learning how to catch them monsters. And he becomes that hammer he wants to become. You know what I mean? That's what I love, man. I love it, man. We do it for that reason. So, yeah, man. Don't hang up. I'm going to go ahead and close us on out, and I might ask you a couple questions that I had from the pickerel segment. All right, you know what I'm saying? So appreciate it, guys. You know what to do. Tight lines and all that good stuff everybody says. Peace. Oh man, that's another good one there, boy.
Ain't no metal, no nothing. It's just all wood. Get him, Bobby. Ooh, don't you come off, Bobby. Don't you come off. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, Bobby. Ooh, yeah. He made a washing machine after that thing. No, Bobby, no. Okay. You need a timeout. You need a timeout, Bobby. Bobby needs a timeout. While we're timing out, Bobby, I'm gonna refish that spot where I got you at.